What's up, guys? Techtubed signing on to another exciting video, and today is our first build episode. So here I have the Thermaltake 750 power supply, and what this will do is it will take power from any outlet and put it into the computer, so it will work. So probably gonna see me try to screw in the power supply without any light. And you're gonna be all like, "What? Why is he trying to do that?" I don't really know why I was trying to do that. Yeah, I'll get some light and screw it in. Let's see. Before we get into more depth, I just want to say, I haven't been posting videos, just for personal reasons, so forgive me for that. And then also, I applied for the partnership program, through YouTube, and they accepted, so if you do see an ad on this video or any of my other videos, that is why, because I have monetized my videos, so now it has ads. So those are the two things that I wanted to say before we got into too much depth into the video. So just so you guys know that, I just want to make that clear. So, yeah, back to the computer. So, as I said before, trying to screw black screws into a black power supply with no light whatsoever on this side is pretty hard. So you guys will probably see later on in the video that I use a light, because I was getting so annoyed of this. And basically, for a few more seconds, it's just me, like, trying to screw this in without light, so. Dun 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 dun. Oh, okay, we're ready. So, yeah, we're using a light, and you'll probably see that, yeah, this golden screw-ish looking thing, that will be the things going on the bottom of the motherboard. And what that will do is it will allow the screws on the top to screw in through the top of the motherboard and tighten the motherboard down to the system. So that's just what the little gold things are. I'm just going to call them gold screws. But that's what the gold screws are for. It's to make sure that the motherboard stays in place when you screw it in from the top with the other screws. So I don't really know if I'm gonna speed this up or not. I don't know. Well, no, I think I want to show. Yeah, I'm not gonna speed it up. But yeah, I'm talking to myself. What else? Yeah, I want to show the whole process. I want to show the time that it took me. But I mean, it's not going to take as long because I already knew what I was doing. So, let's see. Yeah, so this little bracket thing that will go in through the inside of the computer, and it will be your access point to all your ports that's coming from the motherboard. So your USB 3.0, 2.0, your VGA out, your other ports that you would use, headphones, microphone, ports like that, that will all be accessed through that like plate-ish looking thing. I don't really have a name for it, so yeah, I'm just gonna call it the plate, or the port plate. Yeah, call it the port plate. So as I said, the port plate is access point for all your ports. And then I'm gonna step a little further into the video. This motherboard that I got, if you haven't seen the motherboard unboxing / review ish, this has the ability to flash back your BIOS, and what that does is if like you're overclocking your system, it will allow, like if you've been overclocking your system, and you like you just mess up, and if you've backed up your previous system before you started overclocking, you can put the USB back into one of the USB 3.0 ports. Then it's kind of obvious, but your BIOS will flash back, and it will get rid of the excuse me, I'm sorry, but it will flash back the BIOS that you had before you started overclocking, and that will allow you to resume your previous computer settings. So yeah, that's basically what the flashback BIOS does. Yeah, I'm sorry if I'm getting in the way of your view. I'm just trying to make sure that I get all of the screws positioned in correctly. Yeah, because when I screwed this in, well, not when I screwed this in, when I was trying to position the motherboard, some of the golden screws, as I said, weren't really staying in. But now for the exciting part, we have our quad-core i7 processor, so yay! So as you can see, that little golden arrow thing, that will line up with another part where the CPU is supposed to go. And so what I'm opening now is the basically the home of the processor, or the central processing unit, and that is an acronym, not an acronym. CPU is an acronym for central processing unit. So yeah, that is what it stands for. So that black plate, I don't really need it, so yeah, just toss that. And so when you put in the CPU, or the processor, whatever you want to call it, you want to make sure that it lines up with another golden arrow that is in the readers that is underneath the processor when you finally place it in. So what that will do is the readers, it's kind of self-explanatory. It will read the processor and take note of what processor it is, and access usability to all the functions of that processor. So that's basically parts of the processor when you're placing it in that basically you would want to know, so that you can, so you place it in correctly. Let's see, I think that's pretty much it about the processor. So, as I said before, I was gonna do well, I didn't say it, but you probably saw it. I had like these silver screws like there. I messed up, and it had I was supposed to have the black screws. So, yeah. That was a fail. But, mistakes happen. So, let's just get on with it. That makes more sense because it's black screws on a black motherboard. So, and the reason I say it's a black motherboard, not a blue motherboard or a gray motherboard or anything like that, is because the PCB or the printed circuit board, which is underneath all the components on the motherboard, is black. So I'm just gonna call it the black motherboard. But yeah, that makes more sense because you want something to look good. I mean, silver could still work, but still, that probably looks better, black on black. So yeah, and still, if you haven't watched any of the other episodes for this series, the blue band that I have on is an anti-static band, and what that does, it relieves all the static electricity that was in your body previously, because if static electricity comes into contact with any electronics, not like a phone or anything like that, but if you're working with any computer parts, like a motherboard or a video card or you don't want to have static electricity come into contact because it will ruin the equipment, and sometimes it will fry one of the not completely fry it, but it will damage it to the point where it's on the verge of not being usable. So you want to make sure that you have an anti-static band on when you are working with that kind of this kind of electronics. These kinds of, you know what I mean. Let's see. I'm just screwing all these screws in. I don't know why it took me so long to do it, though. So, I guess that will be a mystery. But, yeah. Time is time. You know? Let's see. Just wait while I screw all these screws in. I think I think I know why it took so long. It's because I failed on one of them. And I did it, fell off to the side, got lost in one part, so I had to do that. So, yeah. I know there's a lot of dead spots where I don't talk, so I'm gonna try to not do that next episode. Trying to keep it. Next episode I won't have this problem because this problem is because I had to voice over, and I really don't like doing voiceovers. For my own stuff, because sometimes you just don't do it right, So, yeah. So I think I finally finished putting in the screws. I think. Oh no! Come on, me. Oh yeah. This was the one where I failed. Yeah. But still. Yeah. I don't know why I did that. Next episode, I'm gonna try not to block your view of different things that I'm putting in, and you'll probably see that the processor right now is not in. It's just how this worked. I don't know why. But that's just how it did. But next clip it will be in. I just mixed up some of them. But this is how I wanted it to flow, because I shot some of the scenes before I put in the processor, so that's just how it's gonna roll. You know? You know. You know, bro? Yeah. So see, processor's in. Now I am going to use the Patriot Viper RAM, and as I said last time, I was using Viper. I just messed up. Didn't read the Patriot. I'm gonna be using 2 bricks of 8GB RAM, so I have 16 gigs of RAM currently on the computer. So, and then later on, if I do need more space, I doubt I will, I'll put in another 2 8GB, and I'll have the next set of 16. So, let's see. What else? Yeah. I needed to fit that block of RAM, brick of RAM in. It's the same. So this one is just like the exact same as that one. You're probably able to tell. Still same gigabytes, both 8 gigs. Yeah. So yeah. This was episode 2. Techtube signing out. Yeah. Peace.